in case you've missed out on previous talks, you can go to economist.com.na. You will find us the talking on that website. You can, of course, also go to Economist YouTube channel, that is Economist NAM, and listen to our previous conversations. Very interesting and very educative, also very informative. So do not miss out on that one. We are talking decentralization today. We have touched on local authorities, regional councils. We are touching on utilities right now. A good example is NEM Power. But before we go into detail with that, I hope that the listeners did pick up what Mr. Danish Diamond said. There's always this questions of what is happening in the north. Why is the focus only on in the north of the country? Now we understand that it's because of slow development. It's because of local authorities that was not present in the north, because the focus was so much central of the country, and also the east side and
Elizabeth, remember, we lacked the legal structures.
There you go. Thank you for bringing that into the element. But of course, I hope that less questions will come to government in regards to why is development only focused on the north side of the country. But utilities, what role do they also play, Mr. Daniel Steinman?
There are many state-owned enterprises, government agencies, parastatals.
Yeah.
We've got various names or etiquettes that we apply to them. But the utilities are the only government or quasi-government or semi-government agencies with the reach and the clout to impact the country, the whole country. And that's why I'm very fond of using NAM Power as an example. NAM Water is in the same league. Telecom is also in that league. MTC, you can also include that. But NAM Power is the state utility with the brute force. The NAM Power is a massive company.
It is.
It's very difficult to get comparative figures, but NAM Power is probably one of the 2 or 3 biggest commercial entities in the country. And the thing with NAM Power is that because we generate so little of our own electricity, we've basically got the small generator here in Windhoek and at the coast, and Ruakana, but the rest is imported. So what it shows you is that the transmission lines, the huge lines that you see that we are building all the time, and those running from South Africa, they are very important. So I want to say, but I'm qualifying what I'm saying, is that at this point, NAM Power's major role is as an electricity distributor. It is also a significant generator, but it is not nearly as dominant in energy generation as it is in energy distribution. And that means that it has an impact across all 14 regions. And this comes now back to that very same question of yours earlier on. NAM Power, as an entity that belongs to the government but that operates fairly autonomously, cannot afford to neglect Karas or Harda. They cannot afford to neglect Luderitz or Oraniemund simply because they're very far off the grid, or Ariamsvlei, or Kongola, or Katima, or Ngoma, all those places that are so far off the grid. Elsie, did you know that Katima is about the same distance from Windhoek as Johannesburg? It's very far.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't take note of that.
It's in the region of 1,200, 1,300 kilometers. So imagine how difficult it is to run the development on a regional basis if you didn't have infrastructure there. And this is exactly what was the case at independence. There were no NAM Power reach in the Caprivi. the energy needed in the Caprivi, they were generated by standalone diesel generators, 3 of them, which we inherited from the South African Army. It was only later that the line was connected through the what is today the Babatwa area to link Katima, and that was a very costly investment. So today NamPower has the ability to influence development in all 14 regions, and they are sort of illustrating the point I made earlier about infrastructure.
Yeah.
If you don't have a road to go there and a telephone to talk to somebody whose responsibility is the development of that region, and electricity, and then on a local level, water and sanitation, and you cannot develop that area. And if you don't develop the entire country, all its regions to its full capacity, you don't grow the economy.
Not at all.
Then everything stays sort of centrally planned and managed and monitored and controlled from Windhoek. So the ideal is to decentralize as much as possible. And can I make one last remark here?
You may.
You're talking about you making a case for the South. I mustn't forget them. I mustn't just focus on the North. You're right. But what's happening off the coast with the oil discoveries? In about 2 years from now, everybody will want to live and work in Oranjemund.
Of course.
And
I'm already planning to get
and then Keetmanshoop will probably no longer be the capital in name on paper.
Yeah.
But the commercial capital will be Oranjemund. Now, then you've got a lot to cry about.
Of course I will. Let's end it there, Mr. Daniel Steinman, and also the listeners. Thank you so much for keeping it locked to the Power Station. We will be back again next week with a very more interesting conversation happening right here on Econo Chat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. From me, Elsie Tibinyani, and from the team, we say goodbye.